Alright, y'all. I hope y'all can see me, hear me, all of that. So I'm recording with my big camera because they said it is better or whatever. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna keep saying okay, y'all, because this is a little segment or episode I want to call raw and uncut of growing up ugly or feeling ugly. It was like, well, you're never ugly, blah blah blah. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that at all. So for me growing up, like when I was really young, I was super duper small. I was short and real skinny, so that automatically, you know, brought bullies on. And see, I grew into my ears now, but when I was younger, I used to have like big ears. So, you know, that's when the oh you're ugly, you little monkey, started. So hearing that throughout elementary school and then going to a predominantly white school, because I went from a predominantly black school. They're in the same district, just different parts. So I ended up going from the predominantly black school to a predominantly white school. And I got picked on for being darker, my nose being small, all of that. And then the mix of all that towards the end of me being in that school, I want to say like third grade, I left in fifth grade. So I want to say fourth, no, well third, no, fifth. That was about fifth grade. My whole world basically came tumbling down the summer. No, it was third grade. Yeah, it was third grade. That's when my dad stopped coming to get me and stuff like that. So automatically a girl when her dad says deuces, especially at that age, you're like, dang, what did I do? And then you're hearing what other people tell you, people your age, people older than you tell you. So that's neither here nor there. So I went to another predominantly black school in fifth grade. So I went there. I was completely like, I was used to being around a whole bunch of Caucasian kids, and they act completely different. They have different aesthetics. So of course, me coming in, I'm gonna have that aesthetic that they had, cause adapting. Of course, I got called ugly because I didn't fit the standards. I was called ugly a lot, and it's to some point where you actually like generally start to believe that you're ugly. I've had, even when I was younger, going to certain people's houses, the adults will say, well, she's ugly anyways, or such and such looks better. And replaying that back in your mind, constantly replaying it back in your mind, you think, dang, they must be right because all these people not gonna say that I'm ugly. Then fast forward, constantly getting called ugly in middle school, blah blah blah, to going to high school. And I started my ninth grade year because it was a pandemic. It was towards like but right before school opened back up for like open whatever. Ninth grade, I moved back to my original hometown, which is predominantly white. So me going in, not really thinking nothing of it. That's when like I kind of sort of got my rhythm back. I got less uglies and more you're really pretty and stuff like that. But honestly, I didn't believe them. Then going through high school, I guess my confidence got built up a little bit. But at the back of my mind, I always thought like, dang, I'm ugly. I'm ugly. These people were not lying, especially like those days where it's really super hard for me to get up and moving and stuff like that. So fast forward to after high school, I started working at my new job, and like all like the older people, older people, they ain't gonna lie, make you feel good. Like they're gonna be so real, so raw, so unfiltered with you. And then it was like, you're so pretty. I'm just like, thank you. But in the back of my mind, those words that those adults told me, it's still in the back of my head. Like, you're ugly, you're not, nobody's going to be with you, blah, 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 and all that. And mind you, it was women, like women who have daughters that said these things about me. And now, just being an adult now, it's just looking back on it, they probably were, you know, kind of jealous of me. But how you gonna be jealous of a child? First of all, people who are jealous of children, they need mental help. They need to be evaluated. But nevertheless, you know, now I still have times where I feel like I'm ugly. So when people call me pretty and stuff, or cute or anything like that, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I will definitely be going into more depth. This is just like the intro of it. But yeah, I will be going more into depth about like specific stories that have shaped me into thinking that I was ugly as a kid and then coming out of it. But yeah, it's just a little rundown. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, we're growing rapidly. We're going rapidly, and I'm so thankful and grateful for that. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. It'll probably be next week, so see you then.